Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to be here with you today. Our presentation is titled How to Flirt for Beginners, 9 Practical Tips Backed by Psychology. In this session, we're going to explore simple, effective strategies to help you navigate flirting with confidence. We'll cover what works, why it works, and how you can apply these tips in real-life situations. So let's get started and make flirting easier and more fun for you. Let's talk about starting with genuine presence. You know, the foundation of flirting isn't about having a clever line or pulling off a flashy move. It's really about giving someone your full attention. When you're truly present with someone, you're showing respect and genuine interest. Simple things like making eye contact, really listening without distractions, and using open body language all communicate one core message: you matter right now. And why does this work so well? Well, humans are naturally wired to respond positively when they feel seen and acknowledged. When you're fully present, it reduces anxiety for both of you because it creates a comfortable, genuine connection. It sets the stage for something natural to develop, rather than forcing a moment. So remember, your presence is your most powerful tool in creating authentic connection. All right, let's dive into the importance of using playful humor in flirting. Flirting, after all, thrives on creating a sense of lightness and fun. When you tease someone, just be sure it's done respectfully, no crossing boundaries. Incorporating playful exaggerations or witty comments can really help spark attraction by establishing a lively emotional rhythm. Now, why does this work so well? Humor has a powerful effect because it lowers defenses. When people laugh or smile, their brains release dopamine, which makes them feel good and more connected. Plus, humor makes your conversations memorable. It's the kind of thing people remember long after the chat is over. Another key point is that humor signals intelligence and confidence. When you can be playful and witty without being aggressive, it shows you're comfortable in your own skin. It's a subtle but effective way to communicate self-assuredness and charm. So, in the context of this entire presentation, using playful humor is about creating positive, engaging interactions that build attraction naturally and effortlessly. Let's talk about compliments with specificity. You know, generic compliments like "you're pretty" often don't make much impact. Instead, try to highlight something unique about the person. For example, you might say, "I really like the way you explain things, it's contagious." Or focus on something they've clearly chosen, like their style or creative choices. The reason this works so well is that specific compliments demonstrate that you're paying attention and that your praise is genuine. They come across as more authentic, and importantly, they feel earned rather than superficial. So next time you want to compliment someone, aim for that specific detail. It's much more meaningful and memorable. All right, let's talk about the fourth tip: mirror their energy subtly. When you're engaging with someone, it's important to pay attention to their mood and tone. If they're calm and reflective, jumping in with hyperactive flirting might actually feel a bit off-putting for them. Instead, by matching their tone, packing, and gestures, you create a sense of comfort and rapport. It's like building a silent connection. Now, why does this work? It's called mirroring in psychology. Essentially, when you subtly reflect their behavior, it triggers unconscious feelings of similarity and belonging. And those feelings are incredibly powerful drivers of attraction. When people see themselves reflected in someone else, it naturally fosters trust and connection without even realizing it. So remember, matching their energy isn't about copying them perfectly, but about subtly aligning with their vibe. This small adjustment can make a big difference in how they perceive your connection. It's a simple yet effective way to deepen the rapport and move toward genuine attraction. All right, let's talk about teasing, but in a way that's playful rather than hurtful. A little teasing can actually signal interest and create a fun, flirty vibe. It introduces a bit of tension, which, when done right, sparks chemistry. But here, the key, there's a fine line. If you cross into sarcasm or harshness, it can backfire completely and make the other person feel criticized or uncomfortable. So a good rule of thumb, especially for beginners, is to tease situations rather than people. For example, joking about someone. Terrible coffee order is much safer than making fun of their appearance. It keeps things light and fun without risking hurt feelings. The reason this works is because teasing introduces a playful tension, an element of challenge that can make interactions more engaging. But if it's done poorly, it just feels like criticism, and that shuts down connection rather than building it. So always aim to keep teasing positive and fun, and remember, it's about creating a vibe that's flirtatious and respectful. When it comes to touch, the key is to use it wisely and sparingly. A light, situational touch, like a quick tap on someone's arm when you're sharing a laugh, can actually help deepen the connection. But, and this is important, it must always respect personal boundaries. For those just starting out, it's safest to keep touch minimal. Watch and read the other person's responses carefully. If they seem comfortable, you might gently build from there. So why does touch work? Well, it releases oxytocin, which is a hormone that fosters trust and closeness. That said, if you go too far too quickly, it can backfire, making the other person feel uncomfortable or distrustful. Ultimately, using touch thoughtfully can enhance your connection, but the key is always respect and awareness. This ties back to our overall theme, building genuine, trusting relationships. So remember, when in doubt, less is more. So now let's talk about asking engaging questions. Instead of sticking to boring small talk, it's much more effective to use open-ended questions that invite stories. For example, you might ask, "What's something you've been excited about lately?" These kinds of questions encourage people to share more personal experiences and feelings. Why does this work so well? Well, people love feeling interesting and valued. When someone shares a story or an experience, it creates emotional depth. It activates a sense of bonding and makes the interaction more meaningful. This approach helps deepen the connection and builds attraction naturally. Remember, the goal is to show genuine curiosity and foster a more engaging, authentic conversation. It's a simple but powerful tool to make your interactions more memorable and impactful. Now, let's talk about how to signal confidence through body language. A confident posture, relaxed shoulders, and an easy, genuine smile can communicate so much more than any rehearsed lines ever could. These nonverbal cues help convey your self-assurance and approachability. On the other hand, nervous fidgeting, crossing your arms, or avoiding eye contact can come across as insecurity, even if you're feeling confident inside. And here's the key point. Most of our communication isn't what we say, but how we say it. Nonverbal signals actually account for the majority of our messages. That's why confidence in body language is so attractive. It signals competence and emotional stability, which naturally draws others in. So remember, your posture and facial expressions are powerful tools to project confidence and connect authentically with others. One of the most important lessons to remember is knowing when to step back. A common mistake beginners make is overpursuing, which can actually be counterproductive. If you notice someone giving short answers, avoiding eye contact, or pulling away physically, it's crucial to respect those signals. True flirting should feel reciprocal, not one-sided. Why does this matter? Because attraction is based on choice, not pressure. When you step back, you're not just respecting their comfort, you're also preserving your dignity and demonstrating emotional intelligence. It shows that you can read the situation and respond appropriately. As we wrap up, I want to highlight that flirting isn't about performance or trying to impress at all costs. It's really about creating an authentic, playful connection. Beginners often overthink what to say or do, but the real skill lies in being present, respectful, and attuned to the other person's signals. At its best, flirting feels like a dance, light, reciprocal, and joyful. By practicing these 9 tips, being present, using humor, giving specific compliments, mirroring, teasing safely, using touch wisely, asking engaging questions, maintaining confident body language, and knowing when to step back, you'll build confidence and develop genuine charm. And remember, the ultimate goal isn't to win someone over, but to discover whether there's a mutual spark of interest. That's what makes the entire process meaningful and enjoyable.